My name's Michael Smith. I'm from Shiner, Texas. I've been handling dogs 7 or 8 years now. Got into the dogs just as to use at home, handling our own cattle. They're much more efficient than hiring quite a bit of help. You know, we got into trialing just because we just fell in love with handling them, and to go to hang out with like-minded people that enjoy them as much as we do, it just makes for a pretty cool weekend, however we're going to do it. I don't know how we get along without them at home. Well, I'm married, my wife Sarah. We have 3 wonderful children. We have Bailey, Caden, and Ryder. My oldest Bailey is at Texas A&M this year. The other 2 are still at home, going to school and working hard every day with us. You know, we do sports almost every night with somebody. Doing chores in the dark a lot. I think we live pretty typical kind of Western life for people raising a family.
My name's Jensen Gaynor. I grew up in a little bitty town in West Texas. I'm like 130% city kid now up here, but feel like it. I got started in the dogs back in 2014 just to use gathering our cattle, and just got started with hanging tree cow dogs, and that's kind of what we have ever since, and made a lot of good friends in the dog deal, and became close to the 3 Shy guys, and just come out here for a lot of fun, and we enjoy it. It's a family deal, and everybody gets away. I got Creed. He's a 6 or 7, 8-year-old dog that I've got that's always dependable on the ranch. This is Maggie. She's my pocket pistol. If something's out at night or something, she rides everywhere with me. Kind of everybody knows her. And this is Smokey Tex. He's that, so today, but he's coming along, yeah, he's coming along. But anyways, we've had a blast. We appreciate you guys. It's been a ton of fun. We got a bunch of kids and a bunch of spares around. We've got always had a ton of kids. Had kids when we were real young, and so Creed. We got 6 kids and 1 grandkid of our own, 1 grandson, about 5 months old, so that takes most of the time up, and they work with us a lot, kind of do that thing. So it's a family deal everywhere we go with kids, so it's just a ton of fun. We appreciate you guys.
I don't know, I'd seen them years ago in Western Horseman. I always wanted one, and finally got one. Beans to the first one I got 3 years ago, and then I got him a year later, and just kind of a hobby thing, piddle around. Horse doesn't belong to me, so I don't know much about her, but I have my wife, Daisy, and I got a son and a stepson, Aiden and Holden, and not a whole lot.
I'm Keith Gillian from Ethel, Louisiana, just north of Baton Rouge. This dog here's 8 years old. This one's 9. They're half brothers. I got started in I got my first border collie when I saw some guys working some, and I just bought one to bring my roping cattle up to Return Alley. And after about a year of that, I started figuring out how to go to some competitions, and just like that, and after a couple of years, I quit rodeoing and just started dog trialing. So this has been a lot of fun here, great hospitality, good food, good everything, a lot of fun. And a lot of great competitors here. And I'm just proud to be here. Give God all the glory for me making it this far. Amen. Yeah, I got a couple kids. I got 3 grandkids, and 1 daughter just got married. Yeah. And so they're all doing good. They all rodeoed growing up. It's just high school rodeo, junior high, and my son moved off to Texas and rodeoed in East Texas, and now they're all just working right now. Yeah. So I'm semi-retired as much as I can stand it.
We've been doing this 7 years now. We have a really good breeding program, I think. I really want to produce a dog that's going to shine in the working field. I mean, they have a lot of guys out there that want these dogs, and they need them to do a job, and they need to be able to do it. Also have, you know, a great friend to have with you. I mean, so God's blessed us, and we really like these animals. I mean, horses and dogs have been in our life all since we were little. So I got one younger brother. He's 4 years younger than me. We all live real close together, you know, family properties and things like that.
Wow.
I got a fiance and 3 kids, and yes, sir.
So I got started in about 2017, 2018. I got for free. I got a little crossbred hanging tree Kelpie, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I was trying. And after about 3 years, she passed, and that's when I got hooked up with Jared Lee. And I actually bought this dog from him at about 8 weeks old. I took him home for a couple months, and he invited me back to help me some. And after I went back for a week, he offered me an apprenticeship, and I moved out there with him, lived with him for 2 years, worked with him, and he taught me really everything I know about training and handling these dogs. And through him, I got to meet Mr. Gary Sullivan, and it was, I don't know, that's two of my best friends and my mentors, my partners, and now, you know, together we breed, raise, and train our own hanging trees. Both of these dogs came from that program. Both of Jared's dogs that he's running came from that program. This dog's the son of Batman. It's been a really cool and unique journey, and I'm really grateful for both of them. Really, they've taught me everything I know about handling and training these dogs, up to the genetics and breeding. It's a cool deal. I'm originally from Casita, Alabama. It's a little town right outside of Auburn, Alabama. My parents and grandparents run a commercial and registered Angus cow-calf operation. Do a couple bull sales a year, a couple heifer sale once a year. And my whole life, you know, I was brought up handling cattle, but doing it a little bit different, you know, penning them with a tractor and feed. And like I said, I got hooked up with Jared, and he started teaching me about the dogs.
Well, I started out loving dogs. That's all I was about. My dad had a lot of dogs, but we only had a few cow dogs. Grew up on a ranch. Competed in my first cattle dog trial when I was 14. Won my first one when I was 16. I'm 63 years old now, and I've been doing it ever since. Little breaks on and off. That was June 1st of this year. It'll be 40 years ago. So I've been doing it a long time. You can't tell it by watching me out there anymore, but every once in a while I can get it done.
Well, where are you from?
I'm from Throckmorton, Texas. Middle of the capital of the cow country is what they call it. My dad was a rancher and my mom was ranch reared, and we ran about 250 mama cows and 2,500 yearlings every year. I've got 2 brothers. We all worked together. We hardly ever hired help. And when they found out that I could start doing some of that with my dogs, then we quit calling my brothers. They were in the way.
Leighton Stevens. I live in Sulphur Springs, Texas. I've had dogs right at 4 years now. I started off with a little red dog, and then I got another dog from Randall Walker. That's a daughter to that dog right there. And then it just kind of snowballed from there, where we ended up with more dogs and more dogs and more dogs, because dogs are a lot of fun and they get a lot of work done. This dog is another daughter of his. My female I usually use with her had puppies 2 weeks ago. So I knew I wasn't going to get to bring her, and Randall was nice enough to let me borrow Bear. He's about as good a dog as there is. Last year I had a trial at my house, just kind of wanted to do something like Mike always does here. This trial has always been fun because so many of them are just a little arena trial. They don't incorporate anything. That's what I like about dogs, is using them. And it's trialing is always fun, but it's the using aspect of a dog and how helpful they are has always made it fun. I've got a 24-year-old son, lives in Colorado. He worked dogs for the first time back in December. Randall let him take him and trial him at New Year's, and he won him a pile of money using that dog in the novice class. But I just got the one boy, and he's a firefighter in Colorado. He's a real good kid. Way better kid than I ever thought of being. So, but yep, no, my trial last year, I just want to do what Mike does and something outside, kind of using them. And I've got a big set of pens at my house. We use the pens and gate sorted stuff, and Instead of it just being kind of a fast flow, let them go type deal, I wanted a guy to have to be able to incorporate himself and work stock and do what we really breed them to do, and that's be a right hand and do good work.
My name's James Butler. This is my 4th year that I've been trialing border collies. Started as a hobby. We've got an Angus business there at home and needed dogs to move the cattle around and started competing. We're here at 3 Shy at kind of a cowboy trial, a little different format than what we're used to, but it's sure been a big blast. Mike's done a great job. Dirk's done a great job putting everybody up, feeding everybody. It's just been a fun 3 days. The black-headed dog is a 3-year-old, one that I imported from Ireland, and the one with more white on his face is Gus. He's a 7-year-old that I sold and borrowed to come run with this brace, or it's not really a brace, but the 2 dogs at one time. He's not on whistles, and Glenn is, and it was able to control both of them. It made it a lot easier out there working the cattle to have 2 dogs on different whistles. But Gus belongs to John Stollemeyer, and Glenn come from James McGee overseas.
I come from Weiser, Idaho. I moved to Cisco, Texas 3 years ago. I'm in Cisco. I've been running dogs my whole life, but I just got into the trialing like 4 years ago. Anyway, I really like it. It's a fun way of life. So my family, my mom's still in Oregon, and my sister is in Colorado. My one daughter's in Comanche. I got another daughter in Oklahoma City, and I got another daughter that just moved to South Dakota. You know, my girlfriend's Nina Clark. I'm tickled to death to have her, and we got a great relationship. And she likes to do this too. I got him from Mitchell Savine up in Oregon, and he won a national championship. And then Josie, I bought 2 of them dogs from a lady there in Oregon, and she's placed at 3 out of the 4 dog trials I took her to. Anyway, I really like these dogs. I got a bunch at home. I got it going on, I guess. I don't know. Life is good for me.
My name's Dwayne Hurleman. I live in Cordell, Oklahoma. It's about 100 miles west of Oklahoma City, out in kind of wheat pasture cattle country. Always had livestock and needed dogs on the ranch, and I got started in the fall of 2019 with trialing. That was my first cattle trial, and I went to Oklahoma City and had a good time, really enjoyed it, and I've been hooked ever since. I have 2 kids. I have an older daughter, Holly. She is just turned 30, and then I have a son, Hilton, and he just turned 24. And I got 3 grandkids. I got 2 girls and a boy, and we run, I don't know, a fairly small operation. We have about 360 acres. We run quite a few commercial sheep. We did raise some club lambs, very competitive for about 50 years, and I sold them out so I could do the dogs a little bit more, and now we just run quite a few commercial sheep.
Washington State, make my home in Hyco, Texas now for the last, I don't know, 14, 15 years, I guess. Been training dogs full time for the last couple years. I've always had dogs, always enjoyed competing with them and using them. Grew up family ranch in the Northwest, had a rodeo business. That's what kind of brought me to Texas, was rodeo, and dogs have just taken over. They've always been a part of what we did, what we used, and so I've got these 2. They're both half siblings. They're by my old rusty male. A lot of cap genetics in these 2 dogs. Good using dogs, super tough, strong dogs, and can also come out and compete and make a hand in timed competition. I've got a beautiful wife. We've been married for 10 years now. 2 gorgeous kids, 6-year-old boy Logan, 2-year-old firecracker daughter Audrey. They love horses, love the Western and ranching way of lifestyle, and without them, none of me screwing around with these dogs would be possible. So, you know, definitely keep me grounded. Keep me pushing forward, give me something to strive for, knowing that I've got them 2 little ones coming up and watching everything I do.
My name is Jared Lee. I'm from Live Oak, Florida. Traveled about 20 hours to get out here, tote my little brother with me. This is mine and his. We're best friends. We love working dogs. I'm a hanging tree cow dog man. That's what I love. I love this breed through and through. I believe they're the best fit for me everywhere I go. Down. I love the trialing. I love the way you get to feel here at 3 Shy. Every time I've been to a trial here, it has been unbelievable. Just amazing time. Great people, great camaraderie. You know, I've had some great runs this weekend. I've really been competing against the best, and I'm holding my own, and I'm pretty excited about what the Lord's blessed me with here. And I thank Gary Sullivan and Taylor Brown, my wife, and all my kids, and my friends, and Mr. Ronnie, everybody that comes and supports me, roots me on. You know, I make my living penning and catching cows. That's what I do, and I come to a dog trial, got my butt stomped many a times, and every time it's just these guys make me go home and be better, and I'm just thankful to be here. This is Red Sticks Rainbow. We've won more than I think any hanging tree dog has in the breed. And here's the legend himself, Batman. Come here. Batman, he kind of got the tough end of the training stick coming up because I didn't know all the secrets I know now. So his was more of a stomp and a kick and a yelling. And anyhow, he's coming. Bats, come here. Come here. Bats is coming 7. Rainbow's coming 4 this year. And his litter mate sister is the mama to Rainbow. And so we're trying to carry these lines and breed them tight to keep what we've got going in this breed.
Hello, my name's David Henry. I'm from Meadowview, Virginia. I've been working stock dogs, border collies for 32 years. 100% of my living is from these dogs, training, trialing, have a couple litters of puppies every year. So run about 50,000 miles a year, back and forth from Virginia to Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, Wyoming. And so it's just a super cool way to take the childhood dream of Western lifestyles and turn it into a way to pay the bills and make a living. So Duke, I feel like it's a blessing to be able to do what I love and work with these animals and dogs and the horses. And I'm super thankful for Light here, my wife, that lets me have this opportunity watching things back home while I'm on the road. So wonderful trial, first class ranch work. This is what we need to be doing in dog trials. We'll have a better type of dog at the end of the day if we're doing real work. Light, this is just real world stuff. And things go wrong on a ranch every day. And it's the way you handle it, and it's the way you grow. You breed better dogs, you breed better horses, you get better yourself, and you just pass this lifestyle on to the next generation. So I'm happy to be a part of it. So this dog is Light. She's 5 years old. Her first big claim to fame was the 2022 USBCHA National Nursery Finals. Duke, this is Duke. He's 3. Duke, here. He's the 2023-24 NCA Cattle Dog of the Year. He was last year's Roe Deer America Dog of the Year. So aunt, nephew, super happy with these 2 dogs and the way they've run over the last weekend. My horse Swifty, Dale Hendricks Performance Horses in Tioga, Texas. He bred this horse. My son works there with him, and he put his heart out on the line for me today, chasing those cattle down all the way up the fence row. So great dogs. Good horse, wonderful trial setting. It's a lot to be thankful for, grateful for. Glad to be here.
I'm a 3rd generation rancher in Washington. We used to be a cow-calf operation. I moved out of the cows into sheep. I do a lot of custom cow catching for people up there. I work at the sale yard. That's where we use the dogs. We've been training dogs for the public for about 10 years now. And we've been trialing 12 years, but without dogs, we wouldn't have any livestock at all other than a horse, I promise you that. The tricolored dog is Oz. He'll be 3 in May. He's by my Hank dog, which is a Bear and Jinx. Well, actually, Hank's in Texas now. Stan White owns him. And then Clyde's, he'll be 2 in the end of July, and he's by Bear and Bonnie. Pretty nice set of young dogs. They need a little more experience, but they did pretty well.
All right, I just wanted to introduce my cow man, Tyler Schaffner, and I want him to tell us a little bit about yourself and about your operation and how many dogs you got. And
It's complete chaos. There's we go plenty different directions. We lease a bunch of roping steers, so having these around sure is nice. We run some yearlings too, but for this setup, as high as they are, these work out to be the best. They're a little tougher.
Yeah, they are.
I know how it goes for them guys because I use my dogs every day, and these are a little different type of cattle to use than the English cattle for this type of setup, especially. But
that's what works for us.
yeah, it works good.
They're-
I mean,
yeah.
they're good for it.
Yeah,
You know, they don't get hot, and of course the weather's been good. But
Yeah, they're just a little tougher.
Yeah.
A little tougher. If you got some hard biting dogs, they can take it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, tell us where you're from. And
we are from
live?
South Dakota, and we moved to Texas in 2009, and been up here in Stephenville for going on about 7.5 years. Met Dirk before that, actually, before I moved up here, so that's how it's all come hand in hand. Him and I've been friends ever since. Bought a dog, couldn't get rid of him.
Yeah.
Now I got a lot of them.
Awesome.